My name is Nitin Kumar Deswal. I'm an IIBA certified business analyst. I'm also AWS certified cloud practitioner. I have 5 years of industry experience and I have worked in varied roles. I have worked in domains like IT, banking, insurance. After my engineering, I have worked as a consultant. Then I have moved on to sales role, business analysis role, and currently I'm working as a lead business analyst with one of the international banks. I have worked on projects which involved digital journey design, process improvement, data migration, and many more. I'm passionate about creating content, and my content was also featured on IIBA's official website. This passion has took me to create content for many edtechs, and I have consulted hundreds of people who are working in the business analysis field or are planning to join business analysis field. Resume play a very important role in getting shortlisted for the interview. Whether you are a fresher or an experienced business analyst, resume is the first step of getting a call for the interview. It is a very tedious process and it can be very time consuming. So few things which I followed when I was applying for the jobs were I highlighted my key achievements at the top of the resume. For example, spearheaded the implementation of lead management system, improved the sales process flow, which increased the sales number by say 20%. Now highlight the projects which you have completed during your experience, or if you are a fresher, highlight the courses or projects which you have completed during your education and show on the resume what you have learned out of those projects or courses. What was the objective of the project? What role did you play in that project and how you helped the team in meeting those objectives? Now, one more thing which you can do is highlighting these certifications, what you have learned out of those certifications and how did you implement the knowledge which you have gained out of those certifications in your daily life or your professional life. Including the business analysis skills is also very important in your resume. So the best way of doing it is showing it in a manner of a task or the work which you have performed during say your college or during your work experience. So if I have to give an example, I would say prepared business requirement document for the lead management system. Now, including business analysis keywords is also very important. These keywords, these business analysis skills will help you getting shortlisted for the interview calls. Either the scrutiny will happen manually or through the ATS, which is the algorithm-based systems which are being currently used by most of the organizations. Now, how to find out the business analysis key terms? Either you can find it online or you can find it from the job description as well. Now, just do not include those keywords in your resume. The best way of doing it is understand the meaning of that keyword, articulate it in the form of a business analysis task or skill which you have gained through projects or courses or certifications which you have completed. Now also highlight what hobbies you have, also highlight your technical skills which you have gained through the project courses or through your past experiences. So these are few tips which will help you out in getting shortlisted for the interview calls and your resume will stand out from the others. Your interview would be divided mainly into three sections: personal questions, behavioral or situational questions, and the third one would be technical questions. Your first section, which is the personal questions, will have questions like tell me about yourself, your passion, your hobbies, what do you do over a weekend or a weekday. These questions are mostly asked to break the ice and start with the interview. So prepare well for these questions and have a flow. Second is behavioral or situational question. Follow the STAR technique over here. STAR technique basically stands for situation, task, action, and result. So what was the situation? What was your role? What action did you take? And what was the result? So these questions would be something like, have you faced any challenging situation in your personal or professional life? Give me an example of a stressful situation and how did you deal with it? So prepare well for these questions, and Just remember, there is no right or wrong answer to these questions. These questions are mostly asked in which help the interviewer in understanding how well you will fit in the organization or the job role which you are applying for. Last but not the least would be your technical questions. Prepare well for these questions. Refer BABOK, refer all the knowledge areas. Understand the role of business analyst in the knowledge areas. Understand the SDLC well. What role the business analyst will play in the various stages of SDLC, what documents are prepared by the business analyst. Prepare well for the JD which you are applying for and understand every aspect of that JD, every aspect of the technical skills. While applying for the jobs, I had created a plan for myself. I actually maintained an Excel sheet in which I was regularly capturing which jobs I have applied for, which industries I have applied for, which domains I have applied for. This helped me in tracking all my job applications. I used to update the status almost every week. So this helped me in maintaining a disciplined way of working towards finding a job. I had also created a profile on Naukri.com just to increase my visibility, but LinkedIn was my ultimate source for job applications. I had approached my network for referrals. Referrals is one of the best ways to get a job and to get an interview call basically. Now, once these steps were clear to me that where I want to apply, which domain I want to apply, then I pinged my LinkedIn network as well. I also followed one of the techniques which I want to share. So when I was going through the job descriptions of various jobs which I was applying for, I picked up the common skills or common asks in those job descriptions. Now, if I was not having those skills, I learned them, and the ones which I already had, I started applying it in my day-to-day life. So how it helped me? It helped me in gaining confidence when I appeared for those interviews. So this is how I planned for my job application journey, and it really helped me a lot. Now there is a great possibility that questions which are tough for me may not be tough for others. But yeah, definitely there were a few questions which I found tough and challenging. So the first question was, business analysts prepare a lot of documents during their experience or during their course of time. Now the challenge is to get the sign-offs from the stakeholders. How will you cater to such situations? Now my approach has always been that make the change, bring everybody on board, set up a call with all the stakeholders, walk them through the change, that this is the as-is situation and this will be the to-be situation, walk them through the changes and then send the documents to them. What it helps in getting is the stakeholders know that what has changed, what they are looking at, and it will be easier for them to sign the document off, and it will take less time of their busy schedules. The second challenging question was related to my previous domain experience, which was insurance. The question which was asked to me was, if buying insurance during home loan is better or buying it separately is better, and why? Now, when you're taking an insurance, you're not taking it for yourself. It is basically for your family. When you're not there, your family should have sufficient amount to survive the rest of their life. So now when you take insurance along with the home loan, you are actually underprotected or underinsured. So taking insurance separately is always recommended. It helps in building a good portfolio, and you will get the best insurance amount which you are applicable for, or which you are eligible for. Would be the right word for it. Now, third question which I faced is, for example, one of your reportee is taking absence or is taking a leave on the same day of every month. What you will do? Will you report it to the senior management or any other action which you will take? So my reply to that would be, I will have a word with my reportee. I'll try to understand why he is taking a leave on the same day of every month. There would be some medical emergencies. Maybe he's having an appointment with the doctor, or he is having some other personal commitments. So it is always good and it is always recommended to understand why the individual is taking such a step or is taking such actions before going to the management or reporting it to someone else. Now, other situation which I have faced is two of the stakeholders are having conflicting interest. So, what will you do? Approach to that would be to have a separate call with these stakeholders. Maybe they're having conflicting interest or conflicting views due to some personal reasons or professional reasons. Try to understand their reasons and why they are having a conflicting interest. Try to establish a win-win situation for both of them. If things doesn't work out, include your senior stakeholders into it. So that is how I would deal with it. So these are the ones which I thought were challenging and would like to, and I have shared it with you. So your questions would be around the education, the key achievements, about your past experience, about the domain knowledge which you have, a few questions around business analysis, the techniques which you have used in business analysis. For example, what techniques did you use for capturing the requirements? How did you manage the requirements from end to end? What did you do for the stakeholder management? How did you conduct stakeholder management? Any stressful situation which you want to talk about? Then you will have questions around few situations as well. For example, your manager is not listening to your ideas, what will you do? Then you will have questions around your interest and hobbies. You will have questions around the job role which you are applying for, the organization which you are applying for, the domain which you are applying for. Then you will have questions around the certifications and courses which you have completed, and how did you apply the knowledge in your professional and personal life. Then you will also face questions around few technical things which are mentioned in the job descriptions and are must have. Then you will also have questions around how well you will fit in the organization or the team you are joining. So these are the few questions which you will face in your interview. Thank you.